friends, welcome back to another October Daily Process video. Today I am working on story number 10, which is a no photo story and also using the design prompt of mostly digital. This one I was really excited to put together because I purchased a digital collection last year from Ashley Horton. Her shop is called The Cut Shop, and the collection that I'm going to be using is, I believe, Ghost Town. I'll be sure to link it in the description box down below in case you want to check it out for yourself. In addition to Ashley Horton's or The Cut Shop's materials kit, Halloween kit, I'm also pulling out one embellishment from the Fright kit that was designed by Sahin Designs, which I probably just butchered the name, but I will also link that one down below as well. So the Fright collection is where the ribbon looking embellishment came from. So it's got a 31 in the middle and the wavy lines around the outside, giving it this look as though it were a three-dimensional, maybe pinwheel or I forget what those are called. There's a name for them though. Anyway, it has a look of almost being like a ruched ribbon of sorts. So I decided that I wanted to create some journaling circles where the upper half of the circle would be a pattern paper from the Ghost Town collection, and then the bottom half would be a spot where I could write in a gratitude or something I was thankful for, and then I wanted to repeat that 10 times. To give these a little bit more substance, I then decided to print out 10 of those ribbon looking embellishments on canvas paper, also giving me a little bit of differentiation in my textures, because I would have cardstock, or technically what I printed all of the digital components on is matte white photo paper, but it has a very similar feel to cardstock. So you have like paper and then this canvas material, which gives it more dimension because now we're working with more textures than just paper on paper. So I have the 10 canvas ribbons, and then I have the 10 circles with my journaling on half and the pattern paper on half. I'm going to combine those two components together to create 10 of these circular elements that I'm going to add onto two sides of the page here. So we've got a double page spread yet again. I loved the way that this turned out, having the patterns and the texture of the canvas and the journaling. I did put the journaling on some gray background instead of making that white, just to give this a bit more depth in terms of the colors that I chose. And you can also see that in between the pattern paper and the text, or the bottom part of the circle where I added my journaling, I also have something that resembles either washi or a tiny phrase sticker. Those were embellishments that were added in the Ghost Town collection. So I wanted to use those to create a separation between the pattern paper and the text. It also gives those circles like 3 different things to look at, which I think is kind of nice for the eye, I suppose. It makes it feel a bit more balanced, or maybe just a bit more, I don't know, a bit more full, I suppose. The spider web that you saw me add to the upper left-hand corner, have my hands out in front of me, which corner is that? So in the upper left-hand corner, I added that spider web. That was also an embellishment from the Ghost Town collection. I printed the whole thing and fussy cut the whole thing out, and then just wanted it to go along the top. Next, I'm going to go ahead and assemble these circle pieces together. So adding the journaling / pattern paper circle on top of the canvas ribbon circle. Oh, side comment, I did in the video as I was recording this live, I did mention that if this is an idea that you like, but you want there to be photos, you can always add a brad to the top of these circles and make them swivel, so there's a photo underneath to be revealed. I am not doing that though. I just want this to be a photoless page. For my title, I wanted my title to be something about gratitude, but also to have the spooky vibe to it as well. So I printed out the alphas also included in the cut file Ghost Town collection. to spell out frightfully thankful, because I thought that was a great play on words, just being frightfully thankful, and also carries the Halloween feels to it as well. So I pasted that up at the top using some liquid adhesive. My roller adhesive at this point in time was still acting up, so I chose to use my liquid adhesive or my score tape more so than the roller adhesive for that reason. I also have this cute little raven that was included as an embellishment in the Ghost Town collection. I'm trying to figure out how I can layer it into my title so you can still see that it's a raven and you can also still see the word. I think I ultimately managed to do that successfully here, but it takes me a little finagling to get it right. I decided to put the raven down in that corner because I felt like it needed something to help balance out the spider web in the upper left-hand corner so that the title itself felt more balanced, especially since I'm doing 10 of those circles and they are side by side in perfect rows. Everything feels very, very balanced in this layout as a whole. So I felt like it needed something that gave it a little bit more heaviness down in the bottom right corner of that title piece. To differentiate or create a line of separation in between my title and where the circles begin, I also pulled a couple of tiny phrase stickers and added those underneath my title. It almost creates this underline effect, and I think it helps to show you like that there's the title, the separation, and then the 10 things. This page to me needed that because with the second page being all circles and there's no title up there, something about it felt more visually pleasing to me to have that separation in between the two different components of this page. To adhere all of this stuff together, especially the patterned circle onto the canvas circle, I'm using the strongest tape I have. I guess that's a lie. It's not the strongest. I do have some redline tape. I didn't feel like I needed the redline tape for these because the components are not heavy, so I'm not worried about them falling off the page. That's typically when I use redline tape instead, is if I'm afraid that something is heavy enough that it might drop over time. For these, I just wanted them to adhere together strongly and to make sure that they would stay on the page. So I am using my double-sided score tape for this from scrapbook.com. It's really good. It's one of those tapes that if you stick something down, I hope you don't stick it down wrong because it's very, very, very hard to get back up, which also makes it perfect for things like this. I skipped over me pasting down or gluing down the 6 circles on the right hand side because it's monotonous and the same thing over and over again. And we're skipping ahead to the numbering of the 10 items. So I wanted this to be a number 1 through 10. Since this is story 10, I wanted my number 10 to be the only one that was on there in a gold, like a gold foil type of alpha. So that's what I chose first. Then I went through the rest of my number stickers here and I pulled out a set of white and a set of black that match. They are the exact same dye, I suppose. So they go together nicely, but it allows me to use the lighter ones on the paper where it would be hard to see the black, and to use the black ones on the lighter patterns where it's easier to see those. So it also creates this little bit of whimsy in having these numbers not totally match. I liked that as well. Once I get all of those numbers on there, I believe I call this one done. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this layout came together today. This is definitely a favorite for me. Really, really loved this one. If you did enjoy it, I would love to have you give this video a thumbs up down below and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will be back soon with story number 11. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.